Hey, Lounge Lizards, how you doing? Or Lounge Legions, or whatever we're going to call you in about 4 or 5 episodes. We figure that out. Welcome to episode 4 of Legions Lounge. I'm your host, Trevor, 1/6 shooter. Next to me is Bill from Dorklair, and next to him is my friend Nate, Corona 4 on the socials. How you doing, guys?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for
on?
joining.
We all still
regulars.
Still coming off the high of Legions Week and LegionsCon and exclusives and cool stuff that we all got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was epic.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Anybody that's in the chat? Who's in the chat here? We got Kevin Boots. Hey, Kevin. Hedgehog Action. There's my man.
Dave
saw a lot of these people
hey.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
Dave Orkin, Jay
Yes.
Mack, Walter.
Hey, Walter.
Saw Walter a lot. Walter came by my table a lot and dropped off stickers and buttons, and t-shirts, and
Walter was doing his Walter thing, being
that's
the
right, making the
ambassador
rounds.
of Mythic Legions and the Cabal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we want to talk about Poxxus. We want to talk about Legions Week. We want to get into that. I've got to talk about some sad news, though. In one of our friends in the Cabal, Justin Johnson, Eddie Salvatore broke the news earlier that he actually passed away. I think earlier today. He was early in the Cabal, probably right from the beginning. Super Mythic Legions fan. Excellent customizer. I want to take a look at some of his work while we're talking about him here. He used to do. He did a lot of some calls with people. There he is. There. With this beautiful family.
3 little kids, beautiful wife. Just
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah. I want to take a look at some of his work. He used to do some like video calls on the Cabal, and he had a lot of people on there. I know Emil Wickman was on there a lot. Eddie Salvatore. One of his good friends, William Cruz Nieves, and Anthony Hasiel, were all tight. I think he and Anthony started a dwarf group, actually, that I didn't even know existed. But
yeah, Anthony says somber night. He has a comment right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is, just a talented dude, man. Some great stuff. And by all accounts, I had a brief connection with him. I think we did a transaction, or we were trying to do a transaction. This is some of the video chats he did. There's the man with Sibadam and Emil, and just a super nice dude, like by all accounts, like super giving. And he used to write bios. I know Nikki was saying that he would run by some of his bios for some of his custom characters by her, and Anthony was saying he was like, they were like Lord of the Rings epic stories. But yeah, look at all this. I mean, he used to do all these videos.
He's very prolific in the Cabal.
Nikki Nicole on there. I'm trying to get to some of his work here because it's really, really good. I was scrolling through it, and I remember seeing it. It's just one of those things, like, so many people, like this weekend kind of brought that all together. Like a lot of people that, by their work or by their name or by their comments. And, they come into focus when you see them up close and in person. And,
I understand.
Yeah.
He'd been in the Cabal for 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beginning.
So, like you said, right from the start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just
and to come off a weekend where we were meeting with the community and fellow Cabalers and rejoicing and being together, and I know
it
it hurts. It just stings that much more.
Yeah, it's super sad. I do want to mention, and not even mention. I really want to look at this great stuff.
God, yeah, it's fantastic.
He's young man, 30. I think he was 32, 33 years old. He's got a wife, 3 young kids. There is a fundraiser going on for him that I think Eddie Salvatore is kind of putting together. It's via PayPal. If you look in the comments below, I've got the email address there. And if you can do anything helps. Just in memory of Justin, if you can throw a couple bucks there, or more if you can do it. It's going to be tough for them. I mean, it's really hard. I mean,
yeah,
I can't imagine. I did that earlier. I think I'm going to do more later on. It's just,
yeah,
it's hard to think about.
Yeah.
But I mean, the great thing is about the community is that, I know everybody's been talking about it, and I guarantee that everybody's been doing it. Everybody, comes together for people in this community. It's really great. It's unique in that way.
We look out for one of our own for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
Super sad.
So if you can do that, that'd be great. He was supposed to come to LegionsCon. He wasn't feeling well. It's just, it's sad he couldn't join us all. It was a great time, but yeah, whatever you can do for him would be fantastic, and it would be very much appreciated.
Yeah, our heart definitely goes out to him and his family, and
him, his family, his friends, everybody on the cabal who knew him, more than I did. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah, big hole.
Yep. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit on that transaction about a weekend. It was a good weekend. It was a fun weekend. Still tired from it. Still haven't recovered. Yes. I kind of had to jump from that into the fire of, getting back to work and wanting to, talk about things, post pictures and things like that. It was a great weekend. Nate, you were there with me for Intern for a Day. You got to join us for that, which was oh no, you weren't there for Intern for a Day. I was there for Intern for a Day. Great event. If you can get there next year, highly recommend it. Everybody had a great time.
Yeah, everyone I talked to who did it just gushed over it, just on and on.
Yeah,
got a ton out of it.
Yeah, and we got a few people in the chat who were part of it. I see Hedgehog is in there.
He was there. Yep.
Obviously, Walter was there for that.
Of course he was.
Yeah, so
the master of ceremonies as always.
Sounds like it was phenomenal. From I talked to
everybody had a great time. Some of the cooler things were watching Eric Treadaway sculpt some stuff. Like it was almost improv sculpting. Like people would just call something out, like cat person, and he would start sculpting or alien fish and. There's a head there that I saw that he did for that one that I got a feeling we'll probably see something like that turn up in Cosmic. It's happened before with Intern for a Day when he's just been sculpting something and something.
It almost sounded like, did you say it was like improv stuff? So people were calling out like,
I think originally
dreadlocks.
Exactly.
And he would just somehow figure that into the sculpt.
It was incredible. I saw the last one that he did and I watched it and, I used to do some 3D stuff a while ago, but I've never used ZBrush, which I think is what he was using, and it's amazing. Not that it's easy, but it's just amazing that you can immediately see lines and things draw. Like he just did some jagged lines, and suddenly there were teeth on this cat head. It was incredible. I mean, you zoom in. He showed me like you zoom in, and like you really got to get into the details and really like. Work that stuff out, but as a quick rough, it's incredible. It was that they got to paint these Belphegor busts that they got to take back. Many people didn't paint them because they just want to keep them. Those are the mint on card people, that. So they took those home. They got a tour. They talked to Sherry and Cameron about painting, got some tips, and they showed them what they do, how they go about painting the prototypes. Lunch. It was just a great time. It was really, really good.
And you can imagine, like, say if somebody like Hasbro did this, you'd go to some giant corporation and you'd probably get paraded around by an intern, but when you go into the Four Horsemen studios, you're meeting with the people who are actually making the sausage, It's like,
Absolutely. I did have a lot of pictures. I was going to try and get them all edited for tonight, but yeah, I'll throw them up at the Cabal. You'll see them later on. I think people have been posting a few of them anyway. But that was a great day. And met up with some of the people after that, went to dinner, hung out with them. A lot of hanging out, a lot of dinners, a lot of drinking, a lot of laughs. Yeah. It was fun. G-Con was the next day. And Nate, you were there for G-Con. And
I was. I mean,
hey, Jason.
Again, this is another example of we roll up, I mean, there's this huge complex and there's all these brick buildings and everyone's seeing the green awning with the Four Horsemen logo on it, right? We're driving around in the rain and we're like, there's a green awning. That's got to be it.
Yeah, there's like 12 of them.
No, we finally find it. Yeah. We pull up and who greets us at the door but CB? It's like,
oh, really?
It's
nice.
Like his house. Yeah, it's like, come on in, guys. So like, are you kidding me? It's just, yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
from there on.
And they did a great job of. I wonder if I can find. I'm sure I can find some pictures up on Facebook here. What is this? This is the right Facebook. I'm not. Okay, let's go back. Let's just do. Whoops.
Yeah, whoever wasn't there. I mean, it was amazing to have a front row seat, but I definitely want to go back and watch the actual the show.
Yeah,
because you couldn't necessarily hear everything. People were talking, and we were running back and forth to the the back room and everything. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So I'm just curious if anyone watched it, what they thought.
Yeah, I started to watch a little bit of it. Were you watching it, Bill? You were working.
I was working.
Right.
I sort of had it on, but I was mostly concerned with sneaking to my computer once the pictures went up on the site so that I could, once the high-res shots went up so that I could post them on Instagram, because I wanted to try to follow along with it as it was going and, essentially report on it.
Right.
So that was my main thing. Was I was just sort of popping on my computer every half hour or whatever, posting those. And then around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So the last 2 hours, I sat and watched all of it pretty much. Yeah. And it was great. It seems like it's going to be a bit of a slog to spread 10 figures out over 4 or 5 hours, however many it was, but it actually was really rolling quickly. They had a lot of guests on,
giveaways,
all the giveaways, seeing the audience in there, the interns that they brought back in the next day and stuff. So yeah, it's a good watch for sure. And a lot of insights as they were revealing stuff. And I just saw Pete there. He was doing some hosting duties during it and whatnot. So
yeah, he was in his element.
Yeah,
exactly. That's his master of ceremonies. Yeah, they were bringing a lot of people. They called me up. I had no idea I was going to be part of that. And I think a lot of people who they called up weren't. But I thought that was kind of cool. You just get up there and talk a little bit about what kind of connection you have, and then do a reveal. Which how much more fun is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was cool how they sort of mix and match the guests too. With you wouldn't necessarily think of the pairings that they brought up there, but it worked great. Added a very cool dynamic to it.
It's fantastic, and it was even better. So intern for a day ends, and I just wanted to show the studio. They had gone through last week and this is all the figures put up here on the shelves. I think there's one more row. Maybe that might be the last row, the 4 rows. But
yeah, that was that.
So they really cleaned it up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, having never been in there, so out of one eye I'm trying to watch the show, and out of the other I just want to wander around and take in every nook and cranny and take a million.
Yeah, believe me, they've done a lot of work since the last time I was there. Yeah, I mean, you know, they've been moving in slowly with COVID. Everybody hasn't been in the studio, and you know, everybody isn't there at the same time. So you know, things get, you know, they're working, and it's been fast and furious with all the last waves and stuff like that. But it always happens. Like this is what you do with your home too, right? Like you renovate a room when you're going to have a party or a big party or something for Christmas or something or Thanksgiving or whatever. So, you know, that's what they did. And at the end of Intern for a Day, they invited everybody back for G-Con, which was awesome. And you don't see it here. Down that hallway back there they share the space with another company. And, you know, they just kind of use the space as they want. And it's a big open room. They had a big drop-down screen projector, and everybody watched the G-Con on the projector. And they had a camera in there with the reactions. If you watched it, it was super great to see people just screaming and yelling for the when the reveals came up, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was fun. So we were in that main room where we just saw the picture of everybody, and the room down that hall, I bet it was a good, I don't know, 30 yards down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And you could hear everybody screaming and yelling from this main room where they were doing the video feed.
Yep.
And so that was another thing. It was just fun to run down there and be a part of the infectious energy. And
there you go.
You know, when they did a reveal. So it was a blast just kind of hopping back and forth between the two.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Every time they were doing a reveal, I would just run down the hallway to be with everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, you know, watching a football game or something. People were jumping up and high-fiving and hugging, and it's amazing.
I know. That's where the excitement was. It was super great. It gets better and better every year. And that just the addition of that was really, really cool. Hey, Anthony. That's great. That's your Noble Bear Customs proprietor right there, whipping off his. That's great. Yeah, it was a super fun day. A lot of work. I had to do a little bit of photography in the morning, which took a little more time than I wanted to take. But ultimately, just a lot of fun. So let's take a look. On that note, we're going to slide right into Poxxus and talk a little bit about this stuff.
Cool. Yeah, we're getting some comments in the feed here. It was good. It was a good feed. Trevor was great on the live feed.
Yeah. I didn't even know I was going to be there.
Yeah, you did great.
Happy.
Yeah,
Right, Walter mentioned that some of the interns won, which was that was a lot of fun when they were like, "Oh, they're in the other room. Go bring it over."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Chris Williams Smithsonian was thrilled to death to save him from having to ship.
Yeah, right.
Jim.
That's right.
Jim was happy.
Right.
Hang on a second. Having a little bit of trouble. There we go. Okay, so we're good. So
Poxxus wave.
What do we get? We got 3, 4, 5. I should know this offhand.
10 figures.
10 figures altogether. We got Basilia and we got Poxxus, of course, the eponymous group here, starting with the man himself.
Yes.
The Wraith himself. Again, I'm dealing with prototypes here, but just the the feel of the figures. You know what I mean? Like you know what they're going to be like when you get the final figures, and these are just so awesome. I mean, I hate Eric Treadaway for all these delicate little things that he sculpts onto these things now, in resin form, but they look incredible. I mean,
absolutely
bug legs,
amazing.
You know what I mean? Like coming out of his head for a crown, genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wings, that we saw with the Sphex, we knew we'd see those in some form or fashion in Mythos. And
yes, his steed, Phlogius.
Thank you. Glad I didn't say that. Yeah, incredible.
Channeling my inner Travis.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Trevor for once again killing it with these shots.
I love the armor on the horse.
Yeah, that was a
Yes.
surprise. That's really, really cool. And it, I again, these are prototypes. Even though the horse is a production horse, it's painted and it's still a little delicate. So I didn't really move it around. But I don't think that's going to hinder any kind of major movements for a horse either. So
no,
right.
You
The
can get it
articulation
it'll be
is in
pliable.
the legs.
Right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great addition to just the horses in general, and like taking that and putting it on the other horses. So
Absolutely.
Addition.
Yeah. And I was wondering, like, somebody pointed out, or I don't know, was complaining probably, but that there's one hoof and leg that's sort of got that rotted look to it, and who knows whether or not that's going to be the ultimate way things end up, or if that's I didn't ask if that's all they had time for, or if it's going to be more than that, but it's kind of nice that you could take this, swap out a head from a Balius or something, paint that white, and you got an easy white horse, which is going to be great.
I saw a lot of people a little surprised that there was just the one horse, like they're hoping for like a heroic horse or like a sort of like a regular horse on the other side. But I'm cool with it. I ended up, because of that, I ended up picking up an extra Balius just in case, because I was like, this is probably my last chance to get another Balius. So
I did the same. I did the same. Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to end up with Balius. I mean, we don't have Legion builder, quote unquote, horses, but I mean, that's kind of your base horse. I think we're going to get more base horses in different colors, I'm sure, coming out.
Yeah, you would have to believe white or black or paints.
I do think though that the same people who, and I know everybody's got a thing, but like, who are saying, "Oh, I can't believe there wasn't another horse." I think what they're trying to do is keep all these waves, sub $500 for an all-in, and another horse is going to take that over the top of that. And it's just whether it's a mental thing or just a thing where they just want to keep it hovering around that number, and don't want people complaining. There's a lot going on in the toy
coming
community.
out the heels of Cosmic. Yeah.
Even I was going to say, even within the Four Horsemen realm, we just came off of Cosmic, a big, buy-in for that. If you're crossing over to both Cosmic and Mythic, and then if you're into anything else, which we all are, you may have just gotten into Galactus, or you may have just bought a Marvel Legends wave or something like that. So the Robo Skull, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So you got a lot of competition with this stuff, and I can understand why they want to keep it into a realm where it's doable, even at the high end for people.
Yeah,
I would imagine
once again covered.
Go ahead, Nate.
Well, I was just going to say real quick, this similar price hikes that they had talked about with Cosmic, which, when they said price hike, we all went gulp. But I mean, they're like
$2,
a couple bucks. It's like
all the same.
I mean,
I'm
amazing.
going to get to that when we get to some of these soft goods, because that's, as I said in the stream, blows my mind. It blows my mind. Let's just talk about the gin. Nate, if you can pull up these names for me, I'd appreciate it. Because Calazar. Yeah, good enough. This was different. So this is based on. So this is the new Brute scale figure. This is based on the torso that came with the Centaur from the Alithia wave. Which is a little bit bigger to fit that horse. The torsos, or a standard torso, is just too small for it. An ogre torso is too big, so they made this in between torso scale for the Centaur. So, smartly, we're going to create, figures to go around that, of course. And how great is it now? I mean, the next thing I want to do, and I told them I want to do this, is create like just a visual scale for people to look at the different scales of the figures next to each other, because this is going to be a great in-between body for. I mean, we do have an orc in this, but to have more orcs, just standard, unnamed Legion builder orcs in this Brute scale is going to be incredible. In between the standard orc scale and the ogre orc scale, it's going to be amazing.
This is going to be, if anybody has Axe Battler from the Golden Axe line, from Storm Collectibles.
Yep.
This is going to be right about that height. This is going to be.
Oh yeah.
So if anybody has that figure, I think this is very close because I've set that figure between a 1.0 and an ogre, and it's like right in between like that.
Yeah, good
that
call.
height. So this is probably gonna be right in that range.
Good call.
Good reference.
Yeah. This figure is my favorite from the wave.
Really?
Yeah, I love this figure. As you know, anybody who listens to my podcast knows I'm a huge Magic the Gathering fan.
Mm-hmm.
Djinn is like, that's where I learned the word djinn. Like I did not know the word djinn. Like I knew of genies and
of course,
Aladdin, as a lot of people will think of with this, but that is a major creature type in Magic.
Yeah, I remember that card. I had a lot of those.
Yeah, and it's like, to me, this, one of the reasons why I got into Mythic Legions was when the Goblins came out, which again, total Magic the Gathering thing for me. But this speaks Magic the Gathering very much, and I love it. I'm super excited about the new middle scale, and this one for me, it's not the one that appeals to me most if I think of like customizing and whatnot, but in terms of just like straight up character, this is my favorite.
Yeah, a complete package. He's stunning. The colors, and like even zooming in on that sword, like right by his handle there, that like
dragon flame tongue thing.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable. The
it's
details,
dragon mouth with the fire coming out of it all over the sword.
It's so sick.
And again, like, didn't have to do that. They could have just stuck a regular scimitar or something in his hand. But I love some of the design choices on this. Not sure how this is going to work with waist movement. Could be
articulation,
a little bit of a problem. But
if it's soft like a skirt,
you'll be able to bend that a little bit. That's true. I do like the fact that they didn't go the little pointy curly, shoes and stuff. He is more of a fighting, genie djinn.
He comes with the genie bottle thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, there's enough of the touches, like with these little tabards or whatever that are coming down
all
here.
Wired.
One of my predictions right here.
Oh yeah, Bill.
Printed,
I was going to bring that up
on cloth goods. Remember we were talking about
I was going to bring that up.
Yep, that's true. That's right. That was last week. This room, I mean, just small detail. These earrings are actual little metal hoops. They're not sculpted on, so they actually move.
Cool.
I assume you could remove them if you really wanted to.
So that's having the larger scale. It allows for little details like that,
Yeah.
But just incredible. I mean, that didn't have to be that way. They could have just painted some stuff gold, and this being removable and not being part of the sculpt it's incredible the amount of stuff you're getting with these things.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. I don't know what it is. Like every time,
beautiful.
It's a standard body, female body, just like what's her name from Cosmic Spire?
Ziri.
I just love this. I love this figure. This sculpt is my favorite sculpt out of
captivating.
all of them. So this is
Thrace
Haler, right? Thrace Haler.
Yes.
Wraith Haler, right? Who is I guess kind of a unique race. I forget the bio, but kind of a sort of undead. I think.
Umengeist.
There you go.
Umengeist.
Pardon you.
Corrupt supernatural mingling of flesh and phantasm.
Right. The eyes on this thing, people were like, wow, I love the way you lit the eyes. I'm like, I didn't really light the eyes. They were lit. I mean, I did add a little brightness to them, hit them with a little, a little hit of brightness, but like, they're there, man. I mean, if you saw the raw shot, it's just the way they painted
I would have sworn you did a lot of post work in there.
No,
but
the way the light hits
that's it.
Yeah, you've seen it, right? It's
amazing.
It is. And price wise, like I don't want to. We'll talk about all of these in terms of soft goods, but again, like I said on the stream, I mean, you're paying $37 for this thing with all the accessories that it comes with. That cape alone is a $40 item.
$40 totally.
Oh, I've paid at least that for CJSM capes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, having seen the Alithia production figures in the studio, I can tell you that the stitching is going to should be exactly the same as this. You know what I mean? Which is the key to this, like not having this oversized stitching, and you know they've found a way to do this, and they found a way to keep it $2 more with soft goods. It's amazing.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, amazing. This is a great looking figure. Love this figure.
Mm-hmm.
Love these effects for the wands and things like that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool,
when they're flexible and not rigid and breakable.
Yeah.
Arazak.
Yep.
Yeah. Who somebody pointed out today is maybe a little bit of a tribute to Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon character.
Especially the bald with the beard.
Yeah, it actually looked more like the drawing, which is, I assume, I don't remember him, but I assume is from the cartoon, less like the figure. The figure didn't look as much like him, but another great looking figure. Again, printed material here with the purple and black and gold trim. I mean, this is like not printed. That's actual gold trim. The purple trim on the sleeves, fully wired sleeves, fully wired removable hood. The hood comes off. It's a separate piece. You can tuck it on. You can either tuck it under the robe, or you can just like let it sit under that sort of shoulder and chest piece, which is fully removable as well. So many ways you can pose this guy up. You know what I mean? It's incredible. And then on top of that, all these little things are removable. Now these are one piece. They're one piece, but this is also like a little like raven's head. There's some bone little talisman type things here. He's got a belt with like a couple of loops that you could put some of the scrolls from the weapons pack in, or a sword. It's really, really amazing.
It's awesome. Yeah, and his bio was the first that I'd seen that he's working with the texts of Agbendor. That was a new name that I
say that 3 times fast.
Right?
Yeah.
And the reading or from the realm of Ophidian. I don't know if I got that right, but anyways.
Dude, you are our Travis.
I am, right? A couple new terms and new names and stuff to the mythos here that it's pretty cool that they're expanding that too, and adds a lot of more intrigue. And
and that's what I was saying with Eric too, is like he keeps building this and it keeps coming together. You know what I mean? I would think occasionally you're going to have to pull something out of your ass. You know what I mean? Like just like let's whatever. This is a new it's the tome of whatever, but he seems to have a plan, and it comes around and kind of comes together. At least people are able to piece it together, so it's great. Yeah, these visuals are fantastic too. So, legend sort of effects, and those are going to be really, really great to deal with. I think they look better than the Marvel Legends effects. And then we've got Azazak. No, that's not right either.
Azahazar.
Thank you. That's Azak. This is Azahazar. Who is the combination of
Azar and Zazar.
And Zazar, right? Yep.
Yeah.
And he's got that.
Of course, the blue and
the red and yellow and blue. Yep.
Yeah.
And this guy up close is insane. And these effects that pop over. So these pop over the hands. They fit like a glove. I mean, they're sculpted to fit right on that hand. But they look seamless. It looks so good. And I didn't get a lot of light through them here. Probably should have hit them with something from behind, but I think with his solo picks I did, and they look great. They match the glow of the light, which on here they did an amazing job of getting this screen to just light up. Man, it's
pops
really,
big time.
Really cool. It's a really cool.
In true mythic fashions, the horns can either be removed or can swivel around.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Which I didn't even know. Well, obviously with the prototype, I didn't even try that. I think they were glued in, but
I think
very,
CB
very
had
cool.
mentioned that. So yeah, it's
and
super cool.
He's got soft goods down here. A couple of pieces, I think, one robe that goes all the way around him, and then this skirt piece in the front. Really cool. Very, very cool figure.
I just wanted to go back to Poxxus real quick and talk about his bow, the Plague Sayer. Yeah. So it shoots out insects to spread the pestilence.
Yeah, I can probably pull up the. We'll go to the site and pull up some of the accessories and stuff. But that was so really cool. Like he's got the plain bow, and then he's got the bow that's apparently like activated, and it's got the wings, similar little wings like he's got on the back, the same colors. And yeah, the arrows. He's got a single arrow, and the tip of the arrow is like a little like a bug, a plague bug, and then he's got like almost like the whistling birds, I think it is, from The Mandalorian, where they shoot out all over the place. He's got one single arrow and it breaks up. And again, like,
details
could have gone without that. You know what I mean? Right. Here's an arrow, kid. Play with that. It's so cool. This little piece is soft goods as well. I didn't really realize that until I had to take his hat off.
Kevin mentions Ophidian is the land that Basilia occupies, so that must be where the what was it, the Evergrey Mountains reside. So thank you for clearing that up, Kevin.
Which makes sense because wasn't I can't think of the Azarak, the wizard. He like switched over, right? He was
there,
Basilia, and then he switched over.
Exactly. Yep. Locust bolts. That's a good name. Are they calling them locust bolts? Because that's a great title.
That is very cool.
Really like that. Anyway, just the little details, like these don't even match on either side. The little broken chainmail pieces, they're all different on right and left.
He's got a ton of new parts.
Yeah. This is
Evan's excited for the arms. Yeah.
Yep. The pauldrons are all new.
Mr. Allen's on. He says these wizards are perfect for my Mythic Legions project.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you incorporate those. That's going to be great. So that's Poxxus. Let's quickly move over here to Basilia, which I can't really even say which one I like more. I'm leaning towards Poxxus just because Poxxus himself is just so incredible. But though you've got less figures here, they're nonetheless impressive. So we've got Samir Scroll Warder. No, is that it?
Sounds right.
Scroll Water.
Yeah, I just wrote down Samir.
Samir Scroll Warder. Yeah,
I think Scroll Warder. It's got some. This is a really cool wand he's got here.
Staff. Yeah, it's amazing.
He's got his cape. He's got his all these things again individually. Separate. They could pull them out. You can't see it here, but he's also got like a book on a chain, which also comes as part of the. His is red. The one that comes with the weapons pack is green.
Yeah.
But that's a cool feature too. And he looks great. Like, and the other thing I really like about this is the diversity here. We got one white dude in this whole thing, which is excellent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really happy to see that. And
the skin tones are amazing too.
Oh yeah. And the eyes on this guy, he's just got that wizened look to him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a great head sculpt.
It really
fantastic.
Is.
Yeah.
And then we've got Zamir.
This is Zendi.
Zendi.
There.
Right. Or as I called him, Uncle Phil, because he's bald.
From Fresh Prince.
From Fresh Prince, yeah, that's all I could think of. The first time I took his head, he's like, I'm like, he's bald. I'm like, wait a minute, that looks like Uncle Phil. I love this figure, man. There's something very, very striking about this head sculpt. I love the clothing that he's wearing, the leather armor. I don't know. I hear a lot of people saying that like this is their least favorite. But I really, really dig him, man.
He's got a presence about him, you know. He looks very powerful, yet, you know. I mean, like as a soldier, but also as a magician, you know, a magic user.
Yeah, he feels like a warrior mage. Like he could definitely have a sword.
I like the fact that he's a teacher of spellcasting as well.
Yeah.
But this, you know, like I think a lot of people prefer, you know, a lot of people really like the 1.0 because it's like the one that they tend to kit bash more because there seems there's more of them, and this is one of only two 1.0 size figures. So this is going to be
true enough.
People don't want to sleep on this one.
No. Yeah, exactly. Even if you're not into the character and you are into kit bashing or you're into customizing, this is going to be a great body. That's true. Yeah. Very true. Some great parts here, and these I love these. I love the spells. Really, really cool.
Yep. Comes with 2 different sizes, I believe, right?
4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 9 rings, but you can still get away with that for a Shang-Chi or something like that if you want to steal it. Move it over. But they look great. 3 sizes. Yep, 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. And I think you get. I don't know if you get all 3 with each figure. I gotta see what's in the pack there. Yeah, I know that these are going to be included with the figure, but I don't know if you're going to get 2 or 3. Not sure. I would assume 3.
I'll have to look.
I would assume 3.
It is. Yeah. He's from beyond the shores of Mythos too. That's pretty cool.
Interesting. And then we got Shaman, Tharnog, the orc shaman, right?
Yep.
Sort of a shaman. This is crazy. There's so much going on here that I couldn't even tell when I was shooting this thing, like what was good. Like, you know, you pull back this fur and there's a whole other thing going on there. Yeah. These pauldrons are super involved, and these moose antlers. And the first time I saw them, I'm like, are those the actual moose antlers? But no, these are a scaled down version of the moose antlers from the moose. Great look. I like that he looks like sort of solemn. You know what I mean? Even though he's an orc, he's now, you know, on the side of, well, I guess Basilia is sort of the side of good, or at least not evil. But it's a cool face sculpt, and this staff he's got is super detailed.
It's incredible.
All the little stuff in his beard here.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's an amazing figure. Also,
I feel like I could hear him like rattling as he
rattling
and rattling as he walks around. You know,
yeah.
These things.
Totally. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And that's brute size as well. And then I don't know, high competition here for Poxxus. But although I think in the outside world and even maybe in the inside world of Mythic Legions, I think this guy was the clear favorite of the wave. I mean, you know, it's a dragon. We got a dragon of sorts, dragonborn at least.
Dragon Sire is what they're referring to him as here. His race, Dragon
Seer.
Yeah, Dragon Seer, Dragon Sire.
Yeah, Dragon Sire. Yep. You want to give us a little bio on him? So this jaw is articulated, which is super cool. Really, really like that idea. I'm glad they went that route. It just opens up the expression and the eyes that they did for him when his mouth is open. He looks angry, and here he looks a little more contemplative. Well, that's not contemplative, but like it's at least a little more reserved, I suppose. And this
I'll
is
listen to you before I kill you.
Yeah, exactly. This is built on the Kragnar body that we saw from Cosmic Legions. So, assuming there's still maybe 4 holes in the back there, you know, enough for some wings to go in there. And I know some people have been putting up. I think somebody actually did it at G-Con. I think they did it during G-Con, right?
Joe Vesapolo did.
Yeah,
the blue wings up there, and they look pretty good.
Yeah, they did look great.
I think they look pretty good in scale.
And Walter pointed out the color with the shimmery paints that they used for this.
Yeah, I keep calling them two-tone, but they're called color shift.
Yeah.
And so they're under some light. It's got purple, and then it, under other light, it's sort of a green. It shifts back and forth in between the two. Not completely, but there's like a sheen to it. Like you can see the greens here and there, and you can see the purples here and there. So cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so perfect.
Just a massive figure too. Just he's going to stand out on anybody's shelf.
Oh yeah, and look at him, huge. Awesome sword, the dragon, and
that's a sweet sword.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Similar. I don't know if this is exactly the same as Kragnar. I think it's pretty close. I don't know. This might be a different medallion than Kragnar had. I think he had more of a high-tech looking.
Yeah.
He's got a few more
similar setup
there. It's different. Similar.
Yeah, that waist armor there looks so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the details are incredible. So he's got the fur. No real CGSM soft goods on this one, but you don't need it everywhere.
Yeah, Daniel Douglas says it's his fave from the wave.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus.
If so I posted all 10 right as they were coming out, and this one got the most likes and I think the most comments on my Instagram. So that was a very popular figure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those figures that I think people outside, we hear it all the time that people would love to get into Mythic Legions, but just a mistake there. But they feel like they're too late to the game. You know what I mean? But they'll pick and choose occasionally with some cooler figures, knights and things like that. And this is one of the figures that I think that people were looking at and saying, I could pick this up and have it battling Thor or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just start with this whole wave and have just a killer medieval mythical start. Like if you're too late to get into this. If you just got this faction or this wave alone, you'd have endless hours of playing.
Yeah, he's like the flashy one, the same way Arethyr was, where it was like people turned and looked at Mythic Legions when they saw that Arethyr figure. Similar head turning going on with this guy.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's the amount of plastic. I think a lot of people were saying the same thing about Cosmic when I saw people who were going to get into, the people who were just going to pick and choose a few almost every time Kragnar was on their list. Because it's a massive hunk of plastic with a lot of options. So amazing wave. I think detail wise, I think it's the best wave they've come out with. Ilithia was exciting because there was a lot of new parts, and it still looks great. I don't know though. This might be competing for my favorite.
Yeah, they just every wave, new wave is like, now this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. Now this is my favorite.
I know.
It's so very diverse too. I mean,
it is.
It has like in terms of the types of figures, it has 3 2.0 style figures. It's got 2 1.0 style figures. It's got 2 of the new brute scale, 2 ogre scale, and a horse. Like that is a balanced wave in terms of all the different types.
Totally. Yeah. You could just get this and be happy.
Yeah,
it's good sampling. I know, like some people have said, "Oh, I wish there were a couple like warriors or knights or something." But I do think that this has a lot of range, even still, especially because you're going to be able to take those robes off these guys, and you're going to get a sense of what those kind of figures are like.
Exactly. Yep.
Like she's pretty much an armored character,
She's got the bodice going on.
She's got the new Artemis body, the new Artemis torso, Artemis 2.
Yep. This may be the same boots, actually, right? Too.
Yeah,
I think. Boots?
Yeah, are those the new boots or are those? I'm not sure.
Oh,
they look similar to like
might be elf.
They do look familiar, but I can't quite.
Or Ravina might have had those too. I can't remember.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, but she does look great. Kevin said she looks fantastic. She does really look.
I've seen a lot of people praising her head sculpt. Like a lot of people really like that head.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
definitely one of the best female head sculpts, aside from Lavina. So all right, Bill, you've said your favorite is the Jin.
Yep.
Nate, you're on the spot. What's your favorite?
God, are you? Like I said, let me tell you who my favorite child is first. Seriously, I can't pick. I go from Poxxus and the horse to Azahazar to the dragon. I don't know. And I love Thrace sculpt.
Yep.
It's impossible to pick a favorite. Can't do it.
Yeah, I guess if I had to bring it down to one, and it is tough. Poxxus is awesome. I can't wait to like play with that and the specs, because again, these are prototypes, so the wings were kind of in place. They weren't really, they're very heavy as resin, so they're not really able to be moved up and moved back. But you're going to be able to do all that. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to move them up, move them back. It's going to be so cool.
And for photography, that'll be able to backlight them and just
through those. It's going to be amazing. I probably have to go with either Poxxus or the dragon. What's his name? So dragon's name starts with an A. Arakagor, right? Named after our friend William Smithsonian and his daughter, I believe. Probably one of those two. Although I love Thrace, I don't know. It's really cool. It's really good. There's some great stuff in here, just amazing stuff. So that was Friday. That was just the second day.
Right. I could have drove home after that and been happy.
Yeah. So Saturday, a lot of us went to ToyCon, who stuck around, ToyCon New Jersey, which is a great show. If you haven't been there, highly recommend that too. Horsemen were there. We all kind of hovered around the Horsemen. It's like home base for all of us, all the people who came out to the show and were there for the day before LegionsCon. Saw a lot of people we know, Sharif and The Amazing, and so many people.
Steph Detours had his table set up early a day.
Yeah, Steph was there Sunday too. Yep, and it was great. Great show. So they got some Foxforge toys there. Didn't really buy anything on Saturday. Did you?
I just hit up, of course, the Horsemen.
Yeah,
a couple things.
I think.
But beyond that, no, I did not. Yeah. I mean, it was
I bought
great.
Another two horses. Yeah.
Just great looking around. They actually had some cool cosplay action going on.
Yeah, there was some good stuff.
It was.
Hey, Curtis, what's going on, Curtis?
And I'm getting ahead of myself here, but it was. So I'll say this in relation to Saturday. Like, it was kind of tough to like pull myself out of LegionsCon and try to go over to the ToyCon side.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a good thing that people had a chance to like do ToyCon on Saturday and then just do LegionsCon on Sunday. Like, I kind of regret buying the ToyCon ticket, because I literally like went over there and was like, I was kind of bored because it was just the same old con stuff, because there was so much more interesting going on at LegionsCon. But
and once we get to that, I'm sure we'll cover this. But having spent the entire day from 7 a.m. till probably 5 p.m. on Sunday, and being able to circle the floor I bet at least 10 times. Every single time I went around, I saw something new on somebody's table that I hadn't seen before. So you really needed the time to just soak it all in, and So it would have been tough to do both.
That day. Yeah. I mean, for people who were, couldn't make it Saturday and Sunday, I mean, it was a great deal. $25 to get into both. But I have a feeling if you were into Mythic Legions at all, it was really hard to leave that room. I just want to shout out to Ish. Ish was there all weekend with us, trying to get me to commit to a poker game next year. We'll see. So let's move on to Sunday then, and I'm gonna show some pics from people's. I think think I got the right one here. Is that it? That's it. There we go. Now, I missed this.
I did too.
I don't
See,
know
again,
how.
I swear I thought I saw everything, but
Yeah.
I don't even.
Was this here? Was that this? No, this isn't at the booth.
It's not looking familiar.
This is
no.
Jesse's, but they were supposed to be there. I did not see them.
Okay. All right. So here's Crashbot. Or is that somebody picked up?
Yep. So these are some hauls and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
There's Tristan from Immortal
Great
Collections.
stuff.
Had some
Yeah.
these things. I don't know if I can zoom in enough. Let me see. Hang on, let me make this a bigger pic here. These things, these customs he did of these sort of gin looking
incredible colors. Amazing.
Asian inspired. There's a word for that, but I can't remember what they're called.
Oni, maybe.
Oni. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Good call.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Really, really cool. And this is actually the Belphegor bust that they handed out.
Oh, I was wondering about that. I saw that and I was like, is that the bust?
So it was on a Head and Shoulders, and I think he added to this. This is one of his torsos, I think, or this is something he pulled from something else. I think that he made this.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit bigger than your standard ogre body, and he did say that on a standard ogre body the head looks a little oversized, but it works perfectly there.
Right.
So he took the bust from Friday and turned around and did that for Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes,
wow.
Amazing.
I did not even realize that.
Yeah. And he does he's responsible for these great stone troll alternate faces.
Yeah, seeing those in person was amazing. Just the color matching, and not beyond the sculpt itself is incredible, but I mean they're just seamless with the actual trolls. Yeah,
I picked up one of those. I picked up one of those on Legion Shop a while back. That's a great.
Oh, did you?
Highly recommend it. We did get to see. We actually got to see these during G-Con too. We got to see the Legion Builder.
Deluxe
wave.
Legion Builders.
Right?
Yeah, Deluxe.
Legion Builders.
So good. And there's your warriors. For the people who are bummed out that there's no warriors.
There you go.
And here's a whole wave of warriors.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Barbarians. You got Teutonic Knights. You got skeletons. You got dwarves. Anthony. You got goblins. You got humans. What else do you want? They look incredible. What else we got here? Lots of good T-shirts. Wish I'd pulled my picks.
Shout out to Motu Joe.
Yep. Picked up a shirt. They did have these out at the table at the end of the day after the insane crowd of people had lined up to pick up all the legions, and they were pretty much depleted, so they put these out. Nate Birch was there. We'll talk about hauls in a minute real quick, but he was signing some of his prints. If you didn't see the Alithia print that he did for the boxes for the upcoming Alithia wave, wow, amazing. Unbelievable. I picked this up. This is great.
Brian,
I love this. I love this thing. I got so much stuff I want to paint, man. Like I really want to get to it. I'm not going to be shooting anything for like 2 weeks because I just want to sit and paint.
Yeah, I should have left this with you to paint for me.
I did pick up this. I guess I don't have to show it now. This was amazing.
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, Kit.
Yeah, Anthony had this. Noble Bear Customs had this. I forget. Was it Jesse who sculpted this? But Luis Torres, who had a great table too of his customs, actually helped develop this, and it's just a killer idea. So this is a custom torso. I'll show you later, but and then this basket that goes. He's calling it Master Blaster. Basket goes on the back. It's got this little torch that sticks out the back, a shield that comes with it.
So good.
Handle. So good.
That is
incredible. It's incredible. I think he only had 3.
Idea.
And I have to thank Lewis because he came over to me and goes, Hey, look at this. Take a look at this. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. He's like, go over there and buy one now because I think he's only got like 4. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
Look at that.
And I ran over.
That's so good.
But they will be available. I think actually, who was it? We just passed his name, Jesse. I think he's actually has the file up. You can buy that for like $35 if you can print it yourself. Nikki had amazing stuff.
Oh my God.
I slept on like 3 things. Didn't pick them up immediately because I just wanted to think about which one I wanted, and I came back and all 3 of them are
gone. Yeah, you can't sleep on Nikki's work. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so I did end up buying something from him. I bought a little bat head because I figure from Nikki I got to buy something animalistic, you know.
And that scroll, this is a video, right? But that's her custom, her cosmic custom from that.
This is that's the one I wanted right there that I missed.
Which one was it, Trevor?
It was this bull custom she did right there.
Yeah.
I just love the red. I mean, you know, the body. I don't know how much she did to, you know, customize that, but just the head painted to fit that was so cool.
Yeah, you know, and that's what was part of so cool about seeing a lot of these customizers is seeing a lot of the same pieces, like this Minotaur head, but done in their own interpretation, different colors and add-ons, and it was it's awesome to see that.
Mind blowing. Just some of the stuff I saw between. I do have that now. I own that. You know, there she is.
Yes, so great to meet her in person. Yeah,
it's great. Steve Sykes was with her at the table. I bought a photo from him. He had these really cool little metallic, like 3x3 or 4x4 images of stuff he's shot.
Oh, cool.
Wait, there's not. I don't know why nobody's tagging this. Maybe I should put tag. I mean, there we go. There's Noble Bear. There's Anthony.
He had so much stuff.
Setting up so much stuff. Oh my God, I had to stop myself. So many cool things. I knew I wouldn't get to. Like I gotta, you know, I gotta cut myself off because I have.
I could have blown my budget at his table.
Yeah. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Brian had awesome stuff. I bought a couple things from him. Patrick was nice enough to. He was handing out these little telescopes, which are really cool. Yeah. He had some cool. He had this Pink Panther. He painted, he painted one of the cats pink. It was genius. It was great. And he called he named it after David Niven from Pink Panther. So very, very cool. I picked up one of these. I love this hat. I saw somebody paint it, and now I'm like really hard pressed.
Remember Anthony had that hat on Saturday. That
oh my God, yeah, he had an actual Gandalf licensed hat. Dude looks so good in that.
Coupled with that poncho he walks around in, man, it was a great look.
The Great Hall guys were there.
Yes, Tony, good to see Rob.
Yep, and showing off some stuff. I think they got some new stuff up on like this. I don't remember seeing this scene, so we're gonna have to maybe next time we'll check in on that again.
So speaking of those guys, real quick, and jumping back to the interns for a day, so they got a chance to get filmed as part of their intern for a day.
Like so motion capture or something.
Kind of, I guess they have some sort of app kind of a thing, so they could do they could hold like a big hammer or a sword or run or whatever, and then they get a chance to now be in the game. It's not going to be their head, but it's going to be more of their motions or something. Yeah.
They were doing this on a phone, and this is like what you see when you see like Andy Serkis wearing that suit with all the balls on it. You know what I mean? I think they're just dots now at this point, but like they're motion capturing him. Now that's high end stuff, I'm sure, a little more detailed, but they literally were doing it on a phone, and you could see somebody like pick up a giant hammer and like they would do this, and the app would just outline them as a person, pick the different points, the different joint points, and it would superimpose over the top of them, so that they captured that motion, and they can just take that and download that from the phone and put it in the game, which is
how cool is that?
Amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Len LaGuardia, also awesome dude.
Massive display.
So much stuff.
Such a great guy. Shout out to Wolf King Customs.
Yep. Mass Customs and everybody associated with that. He had so much stuff. I had to again stop myself, and I couldn't even take the time to look through everything.
Yeah, bags and bags and bags of stuff.
Noah, we finally met Noah Pratt. So
what a great guy!
Super nice dude. Super nice dude.
Absolutely.
Super talented.
I actually have
guy.
what I got from him right here.
Oh yeah, your turntable thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is.
Oh yeah. Let me embiggen you. Hang on a second.
So this goes. This piece turns. There you go. There you go. So this piece inside sits on top of one of those turntables. One of those. Do I have it around here? Oh, one of these. Right.
Yep.
So that sits on top of there, and it turns.
That's incredible.
And the detail is nuts on that thing.
Yeah, you'd swear that's wood and metal if you saw it in person.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was great.
So incredible. Awesome. Yeah. No, super great guy.
And that's your new Dork Lair set right there.
Yeah, I'm going to incorporate it into the videos so that I don't have to turn the figure with my hand anymore.
Yeah, perfect. It's a great
Glorious
pickup.
was there. Super nice dude. Leland was there.
Mm-hmm.
He had a table with some incredible stuff too.
Yep.
Waltar the Mad. End of results. Okay. Well, anyway, it was a great time. You're going to see all the pictures on the Cabal. Just again, you couldn't stop looking, man. It was like there was just stuff everywhere, and not everybody was selling customs, but you just like you could lose yourself in one table full of customs.
Right.
Like Eric LeBron and Joe
Miller.
Spolo, Eric Miller. Oh my God, the display he had.
Oh my God,
I gotta look that up. Hang on a second.
Rich Klein, or what's his last name?
Kais.
Oh my God,
Kais.
Rich Kais. Oh my God.
That
was incredible.
He built this like foam display wall like a couple days before he drove out there. It was amazing.
Amazing.
His figures were crazy. Curtis Ackerman says the crystal skeleton figure from Oberon was the coolest thing I saw in pictures and videos. Curtis, that thing was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so creative, and just that his table was mind blowing.
There it is.
There's Eric Miller stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
so cool
and
great displays.
Such a nice dude, man. I had a great time hanging with him and talking with him.
And this happened a couple times where I think being ushered along, and I kind of really checked out his table while I was moving through the line, and then I was making a mental note to come back. And he was one of the ones that I just didn't get back around to at some point, like to chat. I probably walked by his table a bunch of times, but like sometimes you walk by and they're in the middle of something, and it's like there were a few people like that, like him. Brian Burke, I did not introduce myself to. There was a couple others that I regret, not finding the right moment or the time to like go up and say hi. But there was just so many people to meet for the first time.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I wanted to sit and talk to Stefan. I got to talk to him a little bit. Delatour from Detour Customs. He had some awesome stuff there too.
Another champ of a guy, man. Just super amazing stuff. And just
he's nearby me though, so we'll get together for a drink or something. But
such
Eric,
a good dude.
These little displays. I think he even convinced the Four Horsemen guys that they should pick up a few of these for displaying the prototypes.
Nice.
At the shows,
stuff's not all like just out on a table.
It's a brilliant idea. This is actually a Frankenberry tribute, which is
he makes like mini dials underneath. It just helps just complete the package for sure.
It's amazing.
Stephen Bishotti from My Wife's Gonna Kill Me had a table with some amazing heads.
I've got 2 heads from Stephen.
He does. He continues to elevate his game. Yeah. But so the team of him and Emil, the stuff they come up with is so cool. And then Emil had his Avengers tributes on his table.
Oh my God.
Saw those.
Which are just amazing. And at the end of the day, CB came by and was kneeling down on the floor, taking them in. And you should have seen Emil's face. Like Cornboy's here on his knees looking at my work. It was a great moment.
Must have been like that meme that they made of Emil looking at the dragon figure.
Right.
I mean, those things are so, I tried my damnedest to buy those off of him. I was I threw out astronomical money that I didn't really have.
Right.
But I knew he was going to say no, so I just figured
No.
like let's see if I can actually push him over the edge. Couldn't do it, and I talked to him about it later, and I get it. Like it's just his
labor of love for
effort
him
and work into it that even that it's probably no amount of money that he could take to get those. So I ended up buying the one of the God's Fire heads that he used for Captain America. And I told him I'm just going to steal it, so I'm just going to do my own.
There you go.
It won't be as good, but I'll do my own.
Yeah. And shout out to Emil too for just, getting a ride all the way there. So the joke was he flew from Sweden, landed in Newark for a 6-hour layover, then flew from there to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And he did spend a couple days with Steven, but then he gets in a car and drives, 12, 13 hours back to New Jersey. So the guy is, man. He's a crazy man. He's such a great guy, and just talented as can be.
Oh yeah, and everybody got to meet the Strupps, the whole family.
Strupps. Oh my God, the nicest,
and they're all talented. His daughter's making things and stuff like
that. Yeah, so great people. Yeah. God, I can go on and on and on about that. That to me, and we all agreed, I think, at the end. Besides seeing everyone's amazing creativity and work and customs and paint and sculpts and 3D work, and the highlight was absolutely meeting the people, Bill, you included. Trevor, first time we got to meet in person. Yeah,
that's right.
It was fantastic. That's what it was all about.
And everybody was really, really, really cool, and it was great to meet everybody. And you just get people coming up to you and I'm so, I told them, tell me who you are, because I don't know who people are. I know you by name. I know you by a comment. You know what I mean? But everybody just super nice. Matt Rhodes was there. Who else didn't I talk about? Chris, Crashbox Customs, and his wife, super nice. Just incredible, man. Everybody with any modicum of talent was there, and just blew me away. Just absolutely blew me away.
It was a great meeting. I know I'm going to forget people, but Joe Russo, what a great fun guy.
Russo.
Brad, Michael Casper, Mike Casper, Wyatt. Michael Xavier, Ryan. Xavier. Yeah. Just the list goes on and on. It was a blast.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So really quickly, I know we want to wrap up soon. Tell it. In the chat, tell us what your favorite part was. Your favorite thing that you got there, maybe. But I think I'm gonna try. I don't know. Like, show me some of your stuff. Like, what'd you get? I got stuff from the Strups.
Yep. Same.
This is Steven Sykes image. That was very cool on metal. Little metallic.
Yeah, while you're doing that, before the show started, I was walking around and I can't remember the guy's name who's kind of manning Planetary Dog Toys table. Yeah, he happened to be FaceTiming with Sabo right when I walked by.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh, let me say hi. So I grabbed his phone and we were talking away. It was great. And I'm like, hey, tell Julie hello. And so that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
It was impossible to pick up.
Oh yeah, she painted.
Oh, nice.
I got a couple beer steins and what else did I get from those guys? Oh yeah, a cool, just a little armored sort of neck piece.
Oh yeah, the little neck piece, chest piece.
Yep.
Those are great.
But yeah, some great shields from Noble Bear.
Anthony Houseel had his whole dwarf army there too. He was awesome to hang out with. Anthony.
What a great dude! God, what a great guy.
Got a couple of pauldrons from him and this super cool lantern, which I'm going to paint the outside, and you leave the windows clear, and then there's a little spot for a light.
Yes, yeah. I'm following up on that. We'd be remiss if we didn't bring up Sir Gerard. Too. Yeah, what a great, what an awesome figure.
And Jeremy's son was sitting right next to us, manning his table for him. He's
Jacob, great kid. Jake's super good dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great. Jeremy did a great job pulling this together.
Oh, him and Joe.
I picked up the mouse. That was like a pretty
chunk
of my budget. But I haven't I haven't put it together yet because I'm having trouble getting. I usually just use a blow dryer, and the goblin knees and elbows are a lot tougher to just like get off. So I gotta spend some time upstairs and like boil the water so that I can get those off better. But yeah, I picked up the mouse. I'm pumped. That was like one of the main things. I was like, I want to get the mouse. And I saw Hedgehog, and he was like, they only got a couple left, the painted ones. So I just said, I don't have time to paint. So I made sure I got one of those.
Hey, Curtis, I'm just reading your comment. We're counting on you being there next year, brother, for sure. Yeah. Keep up the hard work, my man.
Awesome, always seeing you, and just incredible work. And yeah, Jacob, nice to meet you, man. That was great.
That was a lot of fun.
One of the spider kits.
Did you?
Should be fun.
Nice.
Should be fun. And
I got this from Lens Table. This great.
That Conquistador head. I love that. I have that.
Oh man. Yeah. I just again for the Four Horsemen, they're like, sure, go ahead and buy that, because I had to turn right around and go get another body to go with it.
Right.
Well, that's the thing I was telling those guys, and I did say this is the little wizard. I'm just going to call this Anthony.
Right. Awesome.
I was telling them, I was talking to CB, and I told the guys from Fox Forge Toys were there. If you haven't seen there, they have a line called Stardusk.
Super great guys.
Super nice guys. And I was just talking to John from there, and like I said, like you got to if you take anything from these guys, take the way they embrace the community, and then they open up to people are going to want to customize. Everybody owns a 3D printer now. You know what I mean? People are going to want to do it. Parameters for them. Hope that they kind of follow that, but cultivate that. You know what I mean? Because then you get people building up around you. You know what I mean? And loving the line. Not only for the line and for the figures, but for you as the creators.
Absolutely.
And just the whole feel. I mean, it's happened organically here to some degree, but I mean, the fact that they are all toy collectors that came from lines that they loved and they put a lot of labor into, I think it's just manifest itself into this, and they did the right thing. They did the right thing in not saying, no, you can't make any parts for our figures, and blah, blah, blah. You're not going to stop it, so embrace it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I was there when Anthony, he just had I think a neck piece he was working on, that he walked right over to CB and just right there in person. What do you think? Do you mind if I do this?
Yeah. Well, not only do they not, they don't discourage it, they encourage it, and they actually get involved with it. You know what I mean? To the point where, some people have told me, no one specifically, but like some people have told me that they've put out an idea, or will sometimes go to them and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Is this something that you're cool with? You know what I mean? But even, them going to them and say, hey, we're kind of, there's something in development right now. It's not even like an idea. Like, we're physically making this thing for another wave. Like, could you, maybe not do that one? And like, and everybody's very cool with that because they're so cool with everything else. So it is great. I think a great relationship.
It is. And they were equally blown away by walking the floor and seeing everybody's interpretations and artistry and phenomenal.
There's no other toy line like this. There's no other toy line,
not even close,
company like this that has anything like this. I mean, even He-Man stuff, it's not, the customization is just not quite the same, and nobody has this relationship, I don't think, with their fans, and this much business built up around it for people who are into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of customizing in the 1/18th scale, but it's not quite as like centralized around one line. There's like 3 or 4 different lines, and it's not quite as much of a community, but it's kind of the closest analogy I can think of is the 1/18th, like the sort of G.I. Joe types, and then the sort of like the boss fight types and like those kinds of things. Like,
And it's going to be amazing to see what happens.
You're going to see a boss fight, convention like this.
I know.
Right.
Sorry, Nate, what were we going to say?
I was just going to say it's going to be amazing to see. So the current group of customizers, right, that do stuff for Mythic. Like, what's going to happen with Cosmic? They're probably going to do some Cosmic, but I bet we're going to get a whole new group of customizers that come into the Legions kind of community.
Yep,
absolutely.
Once that line kind of hits out, so it's going to be really interesting to see that.
I think you're right, and I think once people get a taste of this, again, I still see. You know, I was trying to make the rounds on. We kind of left the bar early, and part of the reason that I was tired, but B, I wanted to try to make the rounds on some of the shows like the ACBA show and just make sure, you know, you saw the wave, you know, because it's not the top of mind for, you know, it's not Hasbro, it's not Mezco, it's not, you know, NECA, but you know, so you got to get these things out there. But I think a lot of those people, I made the rounds for Cosmic, and I really was like, and I think because it was something new that I think people were more amenable to it, like, and were interested in it because they could get in on the ground floor. And I think once those people who have never picked up a Mythic Legions figure get those in hand and start messing with them, I think it's going to be game on for people, customizers, like you said, to jump into that line. And I think that Cosmic Legions Cabal is going to explode.
Yeah, huge.
Just, I mean, summarizing. Oh, I have to show you my
and speaking of Anthony, he's still up. So props, Anth.
Thanks, Anthony,
hanging with us. It was such an awesome pleasure to meet you.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite.
Look at that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So cool.
Nate Birch original. He was sitting there sketching it, and I'm like, "You selling that?" He said, I will trade you for it. I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Nice.
And and this was pointed out to me too, since he normally does, he works digitally from now. I mean, not from now on, but mostly digitally.
Oh yeah.
So to get a piece of art that he hand drew right there on the spot.
I'm not stupid.
That's more unique. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I picked this up that he signed, and I had a piece of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you.
Did it bend?
I had it in cardboard, and I had it in a box, and when 6 dudes are packing a car, shoving shit in there, it got bent. I get home and I'm unpacking. I'm like, darn it! But
I would try put that
once it's in a frame,
some
maybe
material and iron it a little bit, just really quick. Not
really?
Steam. Yeah, put it under a piece of like a towel, and just iron it. You might get that back.
All right, all right. I'll try.
Not too hot though.
No, not too hot. Just warm. Yep. Good. I mean, incredible week. I know that next year they're talking about changing some things up, maybe the dates up a little bit. You know,
week earlier, maybe.
Yeah. Designer Con was this weekend too, so there's a little bit of competition, and they really deserve their own spotlight. So I hope that they can get it by doing that, and you know, get some more people in there, at least watching. But it was an incredible audience watching.
A different venue too. Would be good.
Jeremy's talking maybe an all-encompassing in a hotel, stay at the hotel, go to the show,
more of an opportunity to do panels and
breakout rooms.
Like that. Just this right. So won't be shared with ToyCon. It'll be its own thing. So
correct. Yep. And,
that's already looking forward to it.
That could be incredible with panels and things like that, and just having people do tutorials and just talking about, you know, even just pop and swap customs and things like that for people new to the line. There was so many people new to the line. Walters had a friend who came, and I'm not sure where he's from. He's with his daughter, and he was, his son, who's into like monster truck RC cars and getting into photography. And I just talked to him about toy photography for a while. And I took him over to the table, Horsemen table, and he was just talking about like, which should I pick up to take out in the woods to try for some photography? I'm like, well, you might want to get a horse. and a knight. You can't go wrong with a horse and a knight. And I saw him like 40 minutes later, and he had a horse and a knight. So
that's awesome.
Introducing new people to stuff and just bringing everybody together. It was so good. Such a good weekend.
Yeah, it sure was.
Oh, GL Shaw says that Alpha Flight comic in the background. Yeah, Alpha Flight is my favorite.
Fun he had painting the Belphegor bust from Intern.
Oh yeah.
I'm just reading some comments here. Luis Jim up. I mean, it was great. Like I said, just meeting everybody, and those that couldn't make it, we certainly missed you. And
Lewis Torres says, Jim walked by my table, looked at the figure, looked at me, winked, and threw me a thumbs up. That was Jim from one of the Four Horsemen. And Curtis Ackerman says, that's about the highest praise Jim gives from what I hear.
Right. Yeah.
I walked by Steve Bisciotti's table, and Jim had been just walking around. And I guess as I was talking to, I think, Emil, Steve comes over to me. He goes, Jim just came by and said that one of his Godsfire figures was like, that's a perfect figure, and walked away. And Steve was,
he can die happy.
Steve almost floated over to Emil.
Right. No wonder I didn't experience heel Steve the whole way home. He was riding high, man.
He was a happy man. He didn't have a lot of confidence going in there, but I think that changed. Bryce, great meeting you too, man. It was great meeting everybody. I can't wait till next year.
Highlight for sure.
I got to do more customs. I want to do more customs for next year though, because I'm
cool.
very just looking at people's customs just got me
inspired.
Got the juices flowing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We had quite a few people in here at one point.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Went a little bit longer than we wanted to go. Bill, thanks for sticking around. And
I appreciate that, Bill. Again, it was such a treat to meet you in person.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you too.
Great surprise that you came. Yeah.
We only got 9 likes. If there's 40 people in here, if you could just all hit the like before you leave, really appreciate that. Helps out the channel.
Subscribe.
And please subscribe if you like the content. There's other content on the channel. I'm going to be doing more of the articulators, talking about photography. Got to get to that. Coordinating people is tough. But there will be more of that coming. So, cool. Please hit the subscribe if you don't mind. And, you'll be sure to see when the next show is coming up. We do this kind of every other Monday, so it's a little tough to keep track of unless you put it on your calendar. And today's Tuesday, so it's not even Monday. So if you subscribe, you'll get notified when there's going to be a new live show. So do that.
Speaking of, now that we're throwing off a little bit, what do you think? We're going to do 2 weeks, or we're going to go back, jump on this coming Monday? We'll talk.
We'll see. Okay. Every week's a little tough, but we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe stay tuned, people.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, so we'll see how it goes. But we did get a lot in tonight. We went over everything, and
I'm thrilled. We got a lot in.
It was very good.
By the way, I got a review up for for Sir Gerard. This I kit bashed it already, but I do have a review up for it.
Of course you did.
Want to check that out?
Yes.
Yeah, nice work.
The Dork Lair YouTube channel. I think I have that in the description down there as well. If I don't, I'll put it there. Go check that out. Bill does great reviews.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram.
A lot of Mythic Legion stuff. So if you like Mythic Legions, follow him on Instagram. He's got the inside scoop on Mezco stuff, which I have to talk to you about with this thing tomorrow. We won't do it here, but we'll do it afterwards. So go check him out. Nate, you're on Corona at Corona4 on Instagram.
Yeah.
Amazing photography.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, great. I love that shot with the bull you just did. You got to go check that out with the
Torian. Thank you.
So cool.
Thank you.
We didn't have a chance to
go over
pictures tonight, but maybe we'll do that on the next show. We'll catch up. Maybe we'll do some more of that next week. We do community shots. We'll go in there. I picked some great ones, but we just don't have time. We're out of time. But thanks everybody for joining.
One more quick thing. Boyle, is that Patrick Boyle?
Patrick Boyle. Yep.
He's throwing out the It's Canon hashtag, which is any of the changes.
Yes, that was such a great.
that you do with Sir Gerard, use It's Canon one on though, but use It's Canon for that one.
Nice. Yeah, that was a great caption you had with the Gomez hat on him. I love that, Bill. It was awesome.
Sure. Yeah, that was great. It was great. Yeah, and join the Cabal if you're not in the Cabal and you're just getting into Mythic Legions. Join the Cabal. It's a great place. Just great people. Please, again, if you can donate anything, the link, the email is below to Justin's family. All right, guys, we will see you maybe next week, maybe in a couple weeks. Subscribe and find out. All right.
Stay tuned. Yes. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See ya.